I'm going to open it up on Facebook so I can see the comments as we are starting. I'm just going to refresh it. Let's see if it shows up. There it is. Okay, cool. Let me pull this up. So as you are hopping on live, comment live. As you are watching the replay, comment replay. All right, cool. All right, I can see all the comments here. Perfect. All right, so what's up? My name is Amanda Renouf, and I am a Fractal COO and business operations mentor. And I'm all about helping you create a profitable business that is beyond simple to run, that gets you the time freedom you set out to get when you started your business. So today I want to talk about a leadership shift that will help inspire your team, whether it is a big bloated team, a small team, a team of just you and a virtual assistant, but inspire your unique team support to start working ahead, planning ahead, and catching things in your business with amazing attention to detail. So something that I get a lot with clients, whether they're a Fractal COO or in my mastermind or one-on-one, is they feel like they're the only ones holding everything together. Like they're the only ones catching things in their business. They're the only ones that they feel like really care about the business and care about the quality of the work that gets put out there. And especially for any of my agency owners or OBM types, you might feel like you're the only one that's really holding everything together and catching things. And you want to have more support in terms of team that can have your mindset and your strategic vision on things as well. So it's not just you. So this is super important to just realize that this is a powerful awareness that you have. So if you're feeling this, or if you're nodding your head yes, so you can drop a heart in the comments or an internal heart if you don't want to shout yourself out. If you're nodding your head yes as you are hearing this and going, that's me, I don't know what to do. I keep telling them to check their work. I keep saying like, let's do this. I keep saying like, quality is what matters here, but we're just not getting it. Or it feels like your team is always asking you questions that could be found in Google. What we want to do is this leadership shift. So the leadership shift that we want to step into is sharing the why. So I'm going to repeat that. The leadership shift that we want to step into is sharing the why. So whatever you are assigning, whatever you are delegating, you want to share the why behind it and communicate that why very precisely. So I'm going to repeat that. You want to share the why behind it and communicate that why very precisely. Because what ends up happening where you have team that only does the bare minimum or only does what's delegated and isn't anticipating, right? Anticipating the next moves of the business or anticipating what needs to be created next, or, being able to have attention to detail and look for things and catch things like you look for things and catch things in your business, is because they're not informed on the direction, the why, and the strategic vision of the business. They are not informed on the direction, the why, and the strategic vision of the business. And so you as the visionary CEO have the vision, you have all the ideas, you have like where you want to take the company, how you want your sales pages to look, all your standards and preferences around how you want things done. And the goal to have like really juicy, relaxed, like, oh my gosh, my team is like mind reading me type experience in your business is we want to get all this knowledge that is in your head communicated. So teams that are like support you beyond like just let me do a task here or there, like the type of team where you feel like I'm beyond supported and my team has my back, is created through hyper communication. So it's created through hyper communication. It's where you actually over communicate. It might feel like that when you first learning how to communicate with team and how to delegate with team. It might feel like I'm overly communicating, right? But when you really give the full-fledged information, like when you start a project and you give your team all the information they need to know, or when you assign a task and you give them all the information they need to know, and this doesn't necessarily mean you have to stop what you're doing, go film a loom, or stop what you're doing, go write, a step-by-step guide and Google Docs or Scribe How on how to exactly do the task, but just giving them the information so that they are not bottlenecked on the task. And most importantly, they know what to focus on next and the direction and the intention and the why behind the task. So then they can start tapping into that why as well. So an example of this is, say like you want your team member to create a sales page for you, right? You want to give the why behind that sales page. The sales page, the goal or the why behind the sales page is, we're about to do a launch and we want to hit like 20 subscribers or 20 people in our, we want to sign 20 people in the mastermind, right? With this sales page. That's the why. And we want it to be 20 aligned clients for the sales page, right? We don't want it to just be anybody. We want it to be people who are really a great fit for the company. And here's the stats, here's this, like here's the ideal client avatar, blah, blah, blah. So now when the person does, and like here's when the mastermind is happening, like all the details, who, what, when, where, why, right? The why behind it. Now, when the team member's doing the task, they know the intention of what the sales page is for. It's not like just a task in a silo. It's a task that's like, okay, I'm creating the sales page, but I'm also going to be looking out for like, is this a mastermind level sales page? Like, are we talking to that ideal client that the CEO just gave information around who that ideal client is? Like, they mentioned that they're doing it application style. Well, are all the buttons on the page like easy so that the person can apply right when they're in the middle of the launch? They said the launch dates was XYZ date. Well, let me make sure that XYZ date is on the sales page. So when you share the why behind something, so whenever I'm delegating up a new project or a new task, like I put like a section that says the intention behind the task whenever I'm delegating it. And that way my team member is tapped into the process with me, because yes, like I can anticipate, different bottlenecks, or I can create a special step-by-step process on like how they do that task. But like, I'm human, right? Like I might not always catch things. And like, if you're busy, you might not always catch things, but your team, when they have the intention and they're informed on the why behind what you're doing, this leadership shift is going to help them tap into the process with you and be able to go, oh, here's the intention of this task. Here's the goal of this task. Wait, we're missing this piece, or hey, we need this piece or that piece, or vice versa. So with my team, like they're able to, when I do it this way, they're able to go like, oh, Amanda, you actually missed this piece. Or hey, have you considered this piece? Or hey, I know our intention is this with this task. Why don't we try this? Like I saw this like really cool on TikTok and it would be cool to add this in. And this is how you start to bring your team on board with you in terms of, running the business with you, right? One of the things I share with clients all the time is, one of the most stressful business models you could ever run with team is to only have you or an OBM be the only decision makers on the team. I'm going to repeat that. One of the most stressful experiences you can experience with team is to only have you or an OBM, director of operations, chief of staff, you name it, be the only decision makers on your team. That is too much responsibility for one or two people to hold for a business and a company. That is too much responsibility for one or two people to hold for a business or a company. You want to build a culture that is collaborative and that each team member is responsible for the why. Each team member is responsible for the intention of the task assigned to them. Each team member is responsible for their role. Because what ends up happening, and I'll give an example when I was like first building out my agency. So when I first started building out my agency, I started out doing like marketing freelance work, right? So I was doing marketing freelance and project management work. And I got really great referrals from that. So I had clients that were like really happy with my work and were so excited that they were referring me left and right. I grew a massive wait list within a couple of months of me doing this, a massive wait list to the point where I had to make a decision where it was, do I keep raising the rates for freelance and just keep all these people who are looking to work with me on a wait list, or do I stretch out into the team territory and bring on people that can help support me and support my clients? And what I discovered in that experience was I learned team leadership through the school of hard knocks, through that experience. Like I learned it like as we were building and as we were scaling in the agency. And one of the biggest things that was my hardest lesson was building a team that was so self-reliant on SOPs. So building a team that was so self-reliant on SOPs that they could not move outside of the SOPs. So it's kind of like a fish, they would be like a fish out of water type experience. And that was my fault as a leader. Like, and that's really hard to like say that out loud. Like that was my fault as a leader because how I was building a culture at that time in the beginning of the agency was you need to follow the SOP. The SOP is like God in a essentially like this is the thing that you follow. And so it created a lack of confidence in my team around making decisions outside of an SOP. And so yes, we SOPs are powerful. Like something that I tell clients is SOPs help you create a stable business. But framework tasks where you share like the why behind a task and your team is tapped into the process with you is what helps you create a flexible business. So you want to have both. You want to have a flexible and stable business. You want to have a business that is flexible enough and can move with the rhythms of the business world and can move with your ideas and your vision and new things that pop up and need to be jumped on and vice versa. And you want to have a business that is stable with recurring tasks that are just embodiments on how we do things in this department or how we do things in that department of the business. And you want to have that flexibility and that stability. And so for me, like I had to learn that lesson. And so when you are doing leadership, this leadership shift, it's going to actually help you have team. It's going to build your team's confidence. One, right? They're going to be more tapped into the process with you, more tapped into how you run the business with you. And it's going to relieve all the pressure you're feeling as a CEO. So it's going to relieve all the decision making that you're doing yourself because you're not the only decision maker in your business. And what I'll share mindset wise that will probably more than likely come up as you lean into this leadership, as you practice this leadership shift with team, is that fear around letting go, is that fear around surrender, around letting go of control, especially this is your business, this is your baby, like you birthed it, like you started out as a solopreneur and you built it up to the point where it needed team. And so this is the type of work that I actually help coach and mentor you through inside of Capacity Mastermind, because I understand, I get it, like how like nerve-wracking, scary, like oh my gosh, dysregulating even sometimes it can be to have a team for the first time or to delegate to a virtual assistant for the first time or to try and find the right support for your business. Like the hiring process is new. The team onboarding process is new. The delegating tasks for the first time is new. Or if you've been doing it for a while, it's just not as efficient as it could be, right? Maybe you're in a space where you're desiring more productivity or you're desiring more efficiency, or you just deeply know in your soul and in your gut, like there's an easier way to run your business. Like that's what I created Capacity Mastermind for. It is the most juiciest, powerful evergreen business mastermind that is designed to help you create a profitable business that is beyond simple to run with time freedom. You get to become the relaxed and profitable visionary CEO that you are called to be. in this space. And one of the belief systems that we teach inside a capacity mastermind is your expansion is inevitable. Whatever you are looking to create in this world is possible. The question really is around what type of support do we need to put it in place so you can achieve that? Relax. What type of support do we get to put in place so that you can achieve that with like way more peace of mind, way more ease, way more fun, way more enjoyability, way more just being able to be in that juicy celebration energy as you are growing and scaling your business. So I do not believe that business is hard. And for a lot of people, they might not like me for that, for saying that. They might go, oh, who does she think she is? But I truly believe that anything is possible in your business. It's just a matter of what support do we get to put in place to make it possible and make it enjoyable at the same time. Yeah, so exciting. So if you are looking into Capacity Mastermind and you would love to sign up, you can enroll using the link below. I'm going to drop the link to Capacity Mastermind. There's only 2 spots left for 2024. Once those spots are gone, they are gone. You get 2 group expansion calls with me per month for coaching, mentorship, support. I also look behind the scenes in your business, so you can literally screen share stuff and say and ask for operational mentorship. You get daily group chat with me. I do audio trainings in there, and you can ask questions and be able to connect with like other like 7-figure entrepreneurs in your space. And you get behind the scenes business audits with me. So in this mastermind, it's not just you hopping into a mastermind, talking about your business, and that's it. I'm an active partner in your business. So you can add me to your Slack channel. You can add me to your project management software, whether that is Asana, Notion, Trello, you name it. And I show up as a silent observer in those spaces to really see what's happening behind the scenes in your business. And I give you behind the scenes business audit reports where you get like a Loom video and written step-by-steps that your team can take to make your business simpler to run. And you get access to all my juicy microminds and courses and ready to use 7-figure systems and SOPs to run your business smooth. And speaking of microminds, I'm going to be launching an 8-week group micromind on Monday. So if you're in Capacity Mastermind, you get that bonus in for free. And it is a really, really juicy micromind. It's going to be so good. I'm going to reveal it on Monday what the title of it is, but it's awesome. So if that's your vibe, I highly recommend hopping in and enrolling into Capacity Mastermind. If you have any questions about it, you can private message me on Facebook, or you can email my team at support@theexpansionagency.com. That is support@theexpansionagency.com for current availability. And send me